holly update. Unfortunately, they're all dead. What I think happened is deer. You can see they're all just laying on top, pulled out, tops eaten off. And that's all of them. The only ones that I see that might be still alive, where did I see them, is this one. He's still green. So that was a fail, and it was completely my fault. I planted these in the fall. I gave them some time to see if the deer would mess with them. They did not mess with them. So I thought it was safe, and I did not cover them over the winter with anything to protect them from the deer. And I guess they've gotten really hungry when it was the dead of winter and must have ate them. Am I disappointed? Yes. Is it the end of the world? No. Should I order some again and redo this? I'm not sure. I'm debating. What do you guys think I should do? Let me know in the comments if I should order 60 more from the same company from Amazon and redo this, and this time protect them from the deer. You can see I put these wires over them just in case, but that wasn't enough. I should have put like the insect netting that I do over my strawberries. That definitely keeps them out. Such a bummer. I was hoping to come back to this property this spring and see beautiful hollies, you know, growing, but they're all dead, just laying on top like that, pulled out of the ground. Crazy. And excuse the weeds, this is just the bed how it is after a winter. Nobody touched it, so I'm gonna weed this, turn it over, plant something else. But there's the update. I actually found 2 that are still green and alive, so I'm gonna go put these in little pots. So not all is lost, but most of it is. We're working on a new project this spring. It's going to take a while to complete, but we got to start here. So on this property we have slopes and barely any flat land, but one of the previous owners, not sure which one, made some terraces. So up there it's fairly flat, then it's curved down like a terrace, a little terrace down here, curve down again, and then this whole section right here is pretty flat, but it is difficult to maintain and mow. It takes forever to mow these steep slopes, either with the push mower or with the trimmer. It just takes such a long time. So we decided to put down landscape fabric and make it like a rock garden area. Put these field stones right here. We have a ton of them all over the property. There's a bunch down there in the woods. I'm not sure if somebody dumped them there or if they're there naturally. And here's our woods. You can see there's just a huge pile of rocks right here. And then there's some more in there that we could use. Just have to be careful around here because there's a ton of poison ivy everywhere. Like right there, right there. Just all over the place here. We can definitely put like a bunch of stones on those curves and fill the gaps with some gravel. It's going to be easier to maintain, and it's going to be a cute little rock garden. I got 2 raised beds sent from WorkPro. These are 8x4 by 1 foot, and I'm thinking of putting 2 of them right here and then fill them. So it's going to be a multi-video project. It's going to take a while, but we got a good start with the fabric. It took a couple hours to put that down. Let's put together the raised beds. Alright, let's open this up and start putting this together. I think there's a bunch of screws to screw in. It's pretty heavy. all the screws, the directions, and all the metal pieces. I have gloves already. That's cool. One done. It's actually a lot bigger than I thought it would be. That's a lot of dirt to fill. It's pretty easy, simple to put together, just a lot of screwing all these panels in. But simple, easy. This is what it looks like when it's all screwed together. We got the 2 beds assembled. They look good. I'm gonna take up most of this flat area, so that's good. I want to use it for herbs or some vegetables. And then there's gonna be rocks all the way around, so there's no mowing, low maintenance hopefully. These beds are pretty huge, just gotta fill them, and then we'll be ready to plant. I'm starting to fill the beds. At the bottom I have some cardboard. I would like more, but that's all that I had collected. And then we have all this like dead organic matter from the winter time that we cleaned up. We are filling up the raised beds. First layer was a little bit of cardboard. Then we have this organic matter, which is like 1/4 of the bed. And this is our native lovely clay soil that we're filling up probably, I don't know, halfway. And then the top will be nice loamy soil. Lots of work to fill these beds. They're pretty big. We have our native clay soil right here, and we chop it up into smaller pieces, and then we get nice soil from the woods. There's nice soil in the forest from all the leaves. That's going to be the top layer. And we do spray it down between layers just so it kind of soaks in. Helps with the settling. We finally got these 2 beds filled. That was a lot of work, lugging all that soil in here. 1 foot of soil is actually a lot, especially 8 by 4 foot wide beds. I'm excited that these are finally done. I have a few things seeded, growing, that I'm gonna plant in here. Some tomatoes, kale, things that we eat more of since it's going to be close to our door. We'll come here for things that we grab regularly. The beds are nice and sturdy now that they're filled. I'm excited to start planting and having this space for this season. I'm going to be planting this front half of the garden bed with all these herb seeds and see what grows. Lavender is notorious for being really difficult to start from seed. I don't really have high hopes for lavender. I'm going to try it, but if it doesn't work, no big deal for me. These 6 is what I am most excited about: dill, basil, thyme, sage, oregano, and parsley. So let's get all those planted. I'm going to be starting with thyme. So it says that you plant it only 1/4 of an inch deep. There's the seed in there. I'm just going to sprinkle it in. Like so. You can barely see it probably on camera. barely cover them up. I'll tap it in there. It's actually going to rain tonight, so I'm not even going to bother watering it in. The soil is already moist. So that's time. Parsley, this is the same sow depth of 1/4 of an inch. And just barely cover them. Oregano, and this one is 1/8 of an inch depth to sow. So it's just barely on the surface. I'm not even going to cover it with soil, just tap it in. Seeds are super tiny. I'm literally just going to tap these in, not even cover them with anything. Dill, this is a 1/4 of an inch depth to sow. These are bigger seeds, easier to see. Lightly cover those up. Sage, 1/4 of an inch depth to sow, and this is what the seeds look like. And that's it. Oh, all right. That was just enough for that one row. I'll have to remember that so I don't wait for this row to germinate. Okay, 1/4 of an inch, so just barely covered. Like that. We'll tap that in. And last one is Genovese basil. Also a 1/4 of an inch depth to sow. And this is what the seeds look like. And that's it. Perfect. So we'll wait for germination, see what happens. In this bed, I'm going to plant 8 tomato plants, so 4 here and 4 on that half. But then in the middle here, I was thinking about planting some carrots, and just to see what happens. If I get any, cool. If not, whatever. So this one is a red cord chantenay carrot. It's supposed to get 5.5 inches long and should perform well in heavy soils. So let's try it out between the tomatoes and see what happens. So carrots, it says, need to be planted 1/4 to 1/2 inch deep. I'm gonna go ahead and just sprinkle it along this row that I made in the middle of the bed. And I'm covering them up just like that, tapping that in, wait for them to grow. I have this big old clump of kale that I overseeded in one spot in another location. I'm going to separate them and space them out here in a row. Just pick them up by the leaves, the true leaves, not the stem, so as not to damage the stem. But they're coming apart pretty easily. There we go. So I got the kales separated, and there were so many. I got this row done, and there was still some, so I fitted them in here. I'm planning to put pepper seeds in between. Some here, right there, and right there between the tomatoes. Spinach, lettuce, and bunching onions on this side of the stick. So that's gonna go there. And then I'll plant a few peppers on this side. I never have real good luck with them, but I'll plant them and see what happens. Maybe they'll like this raised bed. I was surprised to see these varieties of peppers at the Dollar Tree. There's a Jupiter pepper and a mild jalapeno. That's cool. You'll usually see like the California Wonders, and they never really have much of a selection on tomatoes, so I was surprised to see these peppers. I'm doing some black seeded Simpson lettuce on this end. Covering them up 1/4 of an inch. I'm gonna plant this giant noble spinach, a little bit of it, 1/2 inch depth to sow, 6 inches apart. Seeds are pretty big and easy to see, so that's nice. Cover them up. Looks good. I have a little bit of space left. I'm gonna put some of this bunching onion in, 1/2 inch depth to sow. Okay. Cover them up. Excuse the dog, he's barking all the time. And that's that. This bed is planted, all seeded. Wait for everything to germinate. This bed, I have the tomatoes seeded. They've already germinated. I'm waiting for them to get a little bit bigger before I transplant them into this bed. But we seeded the carrots in the middle there, 4 kales between the tomatoes, and then we're going to do the 8 tomato plants right there. And there we go. Coming along nicely.